Taylor Swift. Did you know she's a clone of the high priestess of the Church of Satan? This is like a famous high priestess of the demonic church. Looks exactly like Taylor Swift.
Bro, they really just exposed this. These TikToks are getting a little too dark. Bro, I am definitely not going to sleep tonight. What's scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 90% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
Ed Gein inspired horror movies, but what police found in his house was so disturbing, Hollywood couldn't show it. The house appeared to be generally in a state of decay, evidence of pest infestations and poor maintenance. When they expanded their search to the outbuildings, this is where they found Bernice Warden's body. It was hanging upside down, her head was in a box, and her was in a different compartment near the stove, which confirms organ removal. Accounts from Wisconsin outlets say that the deputy who first lit the scene ran outside and vomited. The search of Ed's property continued for over a week because after finding Bernice Warden's body, investigators realized that they had initially dismissed as old dusty furniture was actually items made from human remains. 10 with the tops taken off and used as bowls, and human skulls as bedposts, and a heart in a bag, and human skin, and many more discoveries that are personally just too gruesome to even detail. The discovery is documented in crime scene photos that remain some of the most disturbing images in American criminal history ever.
Do you know how terrible you have to be in order for Hollywood to not even be able to use the full details of what you did? Like, that is like beyond sick. And keep in mind, Hollywood will do whatever it takes to get money, and not even they could go all out on this one. I feel like I've heard about this story before, but this is low-key my first time reacting to it. Yeah, this guy might be up there with the worst.
Speaking of Mark Zuckerberg, did you hear about the house he's building in Hawaii? Freaky. Oh, freaky. And he's building this very secretive compound, built walls all around this property so no one can see what he's doing, and everyone working on the site has to sign an NDA. Some of the plans for his lair, mansion, whatever compound got leaked. Basically, it's a mansion, but underneath it is a bigger mansion with like the walls are made out of metal and concrete, blast doors.
No.
And they have their own underground room or whatever to where they can grow their own food. They have their own water supply. He's making its own self-sufficient place. And one of the things had an actual nuclear blast door.
He's getting as far away from civilization as you possibly can be.
The idea, but with being in Hawaii, is I guess you want to be surrounded by water, or just unreachable.
Or just unreachable, probably. But what's creepy is this guy in New Zealand who's a contractor who builds basically underground giant bunkers. He's had over 11 billionaires build bunkers in New Zealand. And it's a reoccurring theme where all these billionaires are like building bunkers and like doing all this weird stuff. It's like, I think they might know something.
You know what's crazy too? If you type in Illuminati backwards on Google search, you know what it comes up?
What?
The National Security Agency site.
Wait, if you type it in?
What do you mean? If you spell Illuminati backwards into Google, then the first link is the National Security Agency.
Is that true?
Yes. You can type it in.
I type it in Google right now.
Yes.
Sure?
Yeah.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Mink.
Oh shit.
Mink.
What the fuck?
Mink.
What the Why is that? Why does it do that?
Oh no. Why do you think? Stupid.
National Security Agency. This is actually true.
And yo, bro, this is crazy because celebrities have been clowning it more and more like it's some type of joke now. So I don't know if you know Simu Liu. He was at some award show and he was hosting it.
Yeah.
And he asked one of the Spider-Man guys, I forgot his name.
I don't know. Oh, Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
So he was like, yo, how can I join it? Like, you know about the Illuminati, how can I join it? He's like,
there was this guy, he moved into a house, but when he moved into the house, he didn't realize that the old owner, his son, passed away. Now, he would get knocking at his door at night, and he would hear like kid laughing. So he automatically assumed like, hey, something's going on here. One day, he was walking through a hallway in the house, and he could hear a laugh. He walked up to a bathroom from the hallway. He recorded it too. What you could see, it's like clear as day, is like a shape of a child, and he goes up to it, and the closer he gets, he like falls back behind where he's hiding, and it just disappears.
Wait, there's a video? Oh shit.
A man who was haunted by former owner's son has died. So you can see straight up right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can see it like clear. You can see it like clear. Look.
Wait,
he hides back and it's gone. And then if you listen closely, you can hear the laughing. And then the guy's crying, fam, because he's like so scared.
Yeah. No, that's fucked, fam. That has to be fake,
and it's
fam.
gone.
That has to be fake, bro.
Well, this is what I think when I was staying at that in 2021 when I was living with, you know, that one house, the house. I was in a dark, literally a dark room. Like it was at a club. It was a dark setting, and I'm not gonna say who, but a very, very famous rapper was there. The biggest TikToker at the time was there. Another super, super big pop artist was there. And then it was me and my boy. And there was a bunch of LA people. Very, very dark room. Like, you couldn't see faces type shit. And it was scary because it wasn't a meeting or anything. But it was just a super dark energy. You could feel dark energy in that shit. It was like y'all gotta say cap. I left after like 30 minutes.
If you ever want to sleep again, you'll scroll away right now because this is the story of a man even more terrifying than the horror movie icons he inspired, like Buffalo Bill, Leatherface, and Norman Bates. This is the nightmarish true story of Ed Gein. I'm Mel Z. I talk about death, true crime, and weird pop culture stuff, so if you're a weirdo too, follow me. Ed Gein was born in La Crosse, Wisconsin in 1906 and was raised in rural isolation. His household was dominated by his fervently religious mother, Augusta, who was controlling and abusive and instilled a crippling shame and fear of sex and women in her two sons. Augusta preached that women were inherently evil, and Ed internalized his devotion and fear and believed that his mother was his only moral anchor. Ed's father, George Gein, died in 1940 from heart failure related to chronic alcoholism. Ed's older brother Henry was disturbed by Ed's obsession with their mother and would often speak poorly of her. In 1944, when he was found dead on the family property after a fire, his death was officially ruled accidental, but later accounts found bruising on his head, and suspicions persist that Ed was likely responsible for his death. After Henry's death, Ed and his mother were now alone on the farm. Just a year later, though, Augusta suffered another stroke and died, leaving Ed alone and obsessed with her memory. Ed became obsessed with the idea of bringing his mother back from the dead, and starting in the 1950s, he began exhuming bodies from the local cemetery of middle-aged women who he thought resembled his mother. The family farm became a house of horrors. He had made lampshades from human skin, bowls out of skulls, masks out of human faces, and he'd begun work on what he called a woman suit, which would allow him to become his mother and actually crawl into her skin. The house was the stuff of nightmares, and a neighbor boy actually told police at one point that he had seen shrunken heads in Ed Gein's house, but nobody seemed to believe him. The house was filled with his findings in the local graves, and in 1954 his behavior intensified when he actually murdered a woman, Mary Hogan. In 1957 he murdered a shop owner, Bernice Warden, who police later found in a horrendous state in his barn. Police began investigating and discovering all of his macabre collection. A sheriff who was on scene was reportedly so traumatized by what he saw that his health deteriorated and he died shortly after. His family believes that it was because of his experience with Ed Gein. Gein was arrested and questioned and admitted to everything and recounted the murders as well as the grave robberies and what he'd been doing in his house. In court, he was initially found mentally incompetent and was institutionalized, but later, in 1968, he was found competent to stand trial and was found guilty of murder but legally insane, so confined to a mental health facility. While he was in prison, his house burned down. It was likely an act of arson, and shortly after, what was left of the property and the belongings on site were put up for auction. Hundreds of people showed up to buy souvenirs from this horror house. His car that he reportedly transported bodies in was sold at auction and turned into a carnival exhibit where the operator would charge 25 cents for people to look inside Ed Gein's ghoul car. Over time, the community protested the morbid spectacle, and the car was eventually put out of commission, and now nobody really knows where it is. It's supposedly just lost to time. In 1984, Ed Gein died from respiratory failure from lung cancer. He was buried in the family plot in Plainsfield, Wisconsin. His grave became a dark tourist attraction and initially looked like this when he was buried. But slowly, as visitors began chipping away at his grave, it started to really deteriorate until eventually it was stolen in the year 2000, and now it looks like this. Basically just a patch of grass with an unmarked grave. The Gein property is now just an empty lot. This is what it looked like at the time of his arrest, and this is what it looks like now. In the end, Ed Gein was laid to rest in the very cemetery that he had unearthed so many others. Among the graves of women whose bodies he desecrated in the town he terrorized. His plot sits between his mother Augusta, the woman he worshipped and couldn't let go of, and his brother Henry, who many believe he murdered. The irony is chilling. Even in death, Ed Gein remains tethered to the woman he couldn't live without, and surrounded by the dead he once used to try to bring her back. How much worse is the real man compared to the horror movie icons he was based off?
I understand heartbreak could be a very devastating thing, but, you know, having a crush and obsession on your own mother is kind of where I have to draw the line on that. I never thought I'd have to say that in my entire life, but here we are. So, I wasn't even born yet, and this dude was in love with his mother. Like, I was literally still in the loading screen, like I haven't even spawned in yet, and this guy's out here having an obsession and a crush on his mother and harming people. Yeah, like, jokes aside, this is actually probably one of the sickest things I've ever heard in my entire life. You know, there's a lot of people that grew up with a lot of trauma, but that does not excuse what they do in the future. Just learn from it, I guess. I mean, I don't know why we'd have to learn from this. I'm pretty sure it's common sense to not, you know, have a crush on your mother and then go out and, you know, hurt people. But unfortunately, some people need that lesson, I guess.
But keep in mind, this guy right now, this is real. Like, he's actually... Listen.
Now we're going to give you an official update of what's been going on. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all of it.
Nah, look. Yeah, he looks to his left, right?
All the videos that I posted were scripted, they're just fake.
So listen. So he's looking to the side.
Sorry to disappoint you guys. I just need to give you one update.
So that was his last video for, I think, 3 months. For 3 months. And then he posts this.
You might not see me post ever again. My videos weren't fake.
Oh, so he says they're not fake. And this is his last video that he ever posted. Look. And he says he sees military on the same mountain. Look. Where he saw the giant. Are we allowed to be talking about this, man? Yo, that's the last time they ever heard about him. And no, he's actually, like, you can Google.
I seen this story about this woman, and she is the first person to take her own life on live TV. This happened in 1974 in Florida to this woman named Christina Chibok. And at the time, she was working for this news station called WXLT TV. She invited a bunch of her coworkers over to her house, and she had like a huge party. And at the party, she was turning it up. She was laughing. She was like actually having a good time. A lot of coworkers like, I've never seen the side of her before. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
What her coworkers didn't know, that was damn near a farewell party for herself.
Really?
Because literally the next day, she goes into work and she's like a broadcaster, so she's on TV all the time. While she's doing this broadcast, she says the most haunting things. I'm gonna read off exactly what she said because what she said is absolutely crazy, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
In keeping with the WXLT practice of presenting the most immediate and complete reports of local blood and gut news, TV40 presents what is believed to be a television first and living cover and exclusive coverage of an attempted. Then she literally pulls out a revolver from her bag, puts it behind her right ear.
On camera?
On camera.
Are you kidding me?
I swear, dude. So it broadcasted live, her doing this.
Yeah.
Everyone that was watching live seen it happen.
Wow.
Most people don't really know why she did it, but her family thinks it's because she was going through depression and because she was very lonely at the time.
Bro, that's so dark.
Yeah, dude, it's actually insane. And she had a crush on a dude that worked with her at the news station.
And he got somebody else.
And then he ended up getting with like the sportswoman or the one of the other girls who works with him. And then they both moved to like a different city. And then that kind of like Loki kind of threw her off even
got
more.
To him.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I got to her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you see what Celine Dion did recently with her new clothing brand?
Nah, what she do? Is demonic?
It's crazy.
Oh, nah.
So people are calling her clothing line demonic because look at the
Children.
promo for it. For example,
New Order?
just look at the designs. New World Order on the covers. It's skulls. It's upside down crosses.
Yeah. Random letters.
Random
on-
eyes. And
Oh,
look at the
okay, that's
promo.
smart.
Look at the promo. One of the promos is a picture of a little girl holding a book with a goat head, fam. Almost like the Baphomet, like demonic shit. Look at all of these promos for it though. Random eyes covering the eyes covering their eye, upside down crosses, black and white. What's the black and white represent?
Freemason.
The Freemasons.
Oh my god.
Check this out.
Hospital, why is she not?
This is her clothing brand.
For us, they are everything.
Children
but
are
in
everything, bro?
reality, we are only a fraction of their universe.
Look at
We
it.
miss the past. They dream of tomorrow. We may thrust them forward into the future, but the course will
This is so
always
weird.
be theirs to choose.
Like, what is this, bro? What is this witchcraft, fam? This is a real promo too. Back that. And then she put all the babies in her clothing brand. Like, what the hell is this, bro?
And then she gets caught.
I can't believe they called security. I mean, oh, come on, I'm Celine Dion. I'm not spending the night in jail. Holy shit.
What the
Yeah, what is
fuck
this promo, bro?
They recorded this, edited the whole thing, watched it back over, and said, yeah, let's post this. This is the one. Like, bro, who is in charge of this operation? Like, they said, all right, let's get a bunch of babies dripped out. Let's cast some spells on them. And then let's post it to the world thing. And they really posted this thinking everyone's gonna be like, yo, let's go. This is so fire. I love when you cast spells on babies. Like, bro, what? Yeah, I really don't even know much about this lady. And I'm glad that I don't because, yeah, I don't know. This is just like really weird. Definitely don't get this drip for your babies and don't cast spells on your babies. I mean, I think that was kind of like self-explanatory, but clearly she didn't get the message.
Taylor Swift. Did you know she's a clone of the high priestess of the Church of Satan? This is like a famous high priestess of the demonic church. Looks exactly like Taylor Swift. They share a lot of similarities. They're both singer-songwriters, fam. They both have the same blonde hair, the same facial structure. Look, they even wear the same like lipstick. Look at their eyes. The eyes, fam.
Yeah, that's
And
Taylor,
the
fam.
eyebrows. Yo, that's exactly Taylor Swift.
That's
So
Taylor.
one, I think is a music video called for the song called Willow. She uses her piano, and out comes like a golden thread, and out goes this golden thread, and it attracts all of these people. And once the people become in contact with it, they become obsessed with her, and they become almost so obsessed where they become like a cult. And what is Taylor Swift's fandom like?
Yeah, cult, fam.
It's
You
like
know-
a cult.
Oh my gosh.
So theory is that she's actually either a clone of her or her just in disguise. And she's using the music in the same way to take people's souls and like make them attached to her.
You know why something evil has to ask permission to come into your house? it sort of goes back to this old belief that nothing evil, nothing negative can enter into your life, can enter into your home unless you give it permission. See, we naturally have this protective barrier surrounding us. Some people call it guardian angels, some people call it, a protective spirit, but we are naturally protected from these sort of things. But these evil, these negative entities try and break us down and get us to open that space, to allow them to come in. And so our homes, where we live, where we love, where we share intimate moments, right? That becomes a protective space. And this evil entity cannot enter through that doorway until you give it permission. Now, this story comes out of North Carolina. There was this woman who said when she was a young girl, she grew up in a small home up in the Appalachian Mountains. And she said when they first moved into this house, she remembers at night hearing what sounded like young children out in the woods laughing and saying things and calling her to come outside. And she would see shadows moving across her window like someone was walking around out there. She just ignored it, and she really had no idea what was going on. And she had heard stories, she had heard rumors from friends, that if anything evil comes to your door or invites you outside, do not listen to them, do not follow. Well, this one particular night, her parents left her in charge of watching her brothers and sisters. And she said they were running around the house playing when all of a sudden she got kind of this sick feeling in her stomach, like something was wrong. And she said her brother started screaming and started freaking out and crying. And she's like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong? And he says, they're coming for us. Like, they're going to get us. They're coming. And she's like, what are you talking about? Who's coming? And he just kept saying, like, they're coming. And all of a sudden they hear boom, 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 like a knock at the front door. So she runs over to the window and she looks out. And she said at the front door was this young boy, with an old-timey haircut and wearing sort of like this blue jacket and blue pants with these like black boots. And she said he just looked out of place. She knew something was wrong. So she calls out to him from behind the door. Yes, like, what do you want? What do you need? And she said this boy responded, please, let me in. Please, let me in. And she's like, no, I'm not supposed to open the door. Mom and Dad are gone. Like, I can't open the door for you. And he's like, please, it's cold. Let me in. And she said, no, you're going to have to go somewhere else. I'm not opening the door. And right as she says that, the lights in the house started to flicker. And she said she took her brothers and sisters, they ran into their mother's room, and she closed the door, and they all just started praying. And finally their parents got home, and they felt safe again. And she said within a couple weeks, it was all over this town that there was a young kid who disappeared. And she felt like that had something to do with whoever was knocking on the door then.
You know how we always talk about the Illuminati loving the number 33?
Yeah.
You know why?
33.
You know where that came from?
Nah. 33, that's your lucky number too.
That's my lucky number too. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the Illuminati and the Freemasons,
okay,
the number 33 is so prevalent in all of their symbolism and just their beliefs and shit. Number 33 is the highest level in Freemasonry too.
Word.
Now, this is what's crazy. So there's these explorers, right? I think it was Admiral Byrd that found like Agartha, the different continent past Antarctica. So this is the theory that Antarctica isn't actually the size we think it is, and it actually borders all around the Earth, and there's different continents outside of it. So we have a huge ice wall, right? The mission that they did in Antarctica was titled Project High Jump.
Okay.
Why is it high jump?
High jump? I don't know.
Because they're going over a wall that's high.
Okay.
Now listen, it's crazy. It's crazy.
What happened?
So the reason they love the number 33 is because supposedly there's 33 different continents outside of the ice wall that's enclosed in Earth.
No way.
33 different continents.
What the happened to Mandy Moore, y'all? Yet another celebrity looking totally different. Am I tripping? Look at her face, y'all. What do you notice? I understand that she's getting older, but bruh, she don't look shit like the Mandy Moore I knew. This was her younger. As you can see, Like I said, everybody know you get older. But y'all, hold up. Look at the picture that's not too long from how she look now. This was some years ago. I'ma show you some months ago. Look at the picture, y'all. You tell me what you notice. It's right here in your face. Boom. Bow. Y'all don't notice the trend? That these celebrities is going through like drastic changes. And nobody seem to know why. They always point to like the obvious. Oh, they're getting old, or maybe they got surgery. But why is all these celebrities getting surgery, fool? If that is the case. I don't know, y'all. I just be finding shit highly weird. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below in the comments.
I seen this story about this really famous zoologist who actually got arrested for doing nasty stuff with over 30 animals. So it was this guy named Adam Britton. He was a zoologist in Australia. He had like his own little sanctuary type of thing. People said he was a crocodile expert as well at that time. So he became pretty popular to the point where he ended up getting a show on BBC.
Really?
Out there in Australia, yeah, with his wife. Kind of like how Steve Irwin and his wife. The show was on the air for a couple years until everything came crashing down in 2022.
Oh, so this happened like recently?
This was recent-ish.
Oh, I'm thinking this happened like early 2000s type of thing.
So randomly, this person was online and they see this video of this dog. I don't know what part of social media they found this video, but it was a dog that was being abused by someone, but you couldn't see who it was. You just seen like their hands and kind of like the area that they were abusing the dog.
Yeah.
So they're like doing stuff to the dog. They're beating up the dog. They kill the dog on film. As they're watching the film, they notice something that they recognized from that guy, Adam Britton's place. You see the video, they're like, this is super weird. They go to his place because they're like, we have evidence that this could possibly be you. This person was showing us side by sides, whatever the case may be. They searched bro's property. They apparently found child abuse tapes and child, you know what, on this guy's laptop.
So it was more than just animals.
It was more than just animals as well. He eventually just confesses to everything himself.
What is everything?
He killed over 30 dogs and was raping them. So he would rape them and then kill them.
And did he always record and
He always recorded them as well, and he uploaded them online under a anonymous user.
Wow.
His wife of like 10 years, they've been married, or even longer than that probably. She ends up divorcing him too.
She had no clue that he was
She
doing
had
all this
no
stuff.
idea that he was doing any of this. So he was doing this all under her nose. They even found out that he started doing this all the way back when he was 13 years old. He liked to sexually assault horses.
Wow.
And he would do it to many of them when he was 13 years old. And police believe he's been doing this from 2014 all the way up till 2022. But they sentenced him. This is going to surprise you. They only gave this guy 10 years and 5 months.
That's it?
And he got arrested, I think, that same year in 2022. That's it.
So he's going to be out by 2032.
Pretty much.
That's crazy, dude.
Blew my mind. I said, no way.
Okay, so now we got the animal version of Diddy. Like, what is going on today, bro? Like, this is just like... So this dude had it all. He had a family. He had a show. You know, everything was going well. And bro gave it all away because he couldn't stop having relations with animals. Like, bro, what is wrong with you? I don't even think my brain processed that this is a real thing. Like, this is like top of the line weirdo stuff. This is literally like the animal version of Diddy. Like, he literally got a life sentence too. So it's just the same thing, just a different font. This is like really just getting too weird.
I had a story just about a guy climbing a mountain though, because I seen it was trending now. So I'll paint the picture. It was people, you know, like on the locks, like when you climb up a high mountain, you're connected to people, right? This guy unlocks himself, and I think allegedly what happened was he was trying to take a photo. That's why he unlocked himself.
Yeah.
But he was sliding so slowly down the mountain, and it was so like disturbing to look at because everyone was just looking at him, and he just pummeled to death.
Oh my god.
You want to see it, like how slow he was sliding?
So nobody helped him, or
No, people were just looking. That's why it was so weird.
they were just probably confused.
Yeah, no, and it's like, what? I'm gonna unlock myself to save you? We're both gonna die.
Damn.
Look, you see this guy?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Everyone just stopped.
And they can't do anything.
They can't do anything. You see him die.
Oh my god.
He slid off the mountain. I think it was one of the highest peaks in
Did he
China.
have no sticks?
No.
Oh god.
He tried jumping to like to get like
dig
some
into the snow?
momentum.
Oh my goodness.
Fam
man.
couldn't.
That's
And then
sad.
the bottom was all rocks, fam.
That's sad.
crazy. Like,
Do you ever wonder why humans grow beards?
Nah.
Like, we have the ability to grow beards, right?
Yeah, it's just
facial hair, right? And some people, they don't grow beard or facial hair
Asians,
at all.
yeah.
There's actually a scientific purpose for facial hair and beards in general. It's for hand-to-hand combat. Long time ago, all of the warriors would grow beards. Now, they did a scientific study.
But before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Phones were being spied on by a blue radio app. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
They simulated a face, and they simulated a bald face, a face with a little bit of stubble, and a face with a full-fledged beard. And they tested it, putting pressure the same amount that a punch could, right?
Okay.
They found out that the bald face, every single time they simulated the punch, it would break the jaw. When using an unshaven face with a full beard, it only broke 45% of the time. So the theory is that our ancestors, if you can grow a beard, you probably have an ancestry of warriors or fighters. And that's why, look at women. Women don't need to fight because historically, it was usually the men that went into combat. And then that's why they were the ones growing beards. There's a map in Minecraft that you can download and load up, and it's banned in several countries.
why?
This is a banned Minecraft map in multiple countries. This map is the uncensored library and it contains hundreds of written books in-game. And I bet you're wondering how books made this illegal. Nearly every Minecraft world has written books. Well, these books contain leaked confidential documents that expose government secrets from countries across the world. Some of these are so illegal that I can't even show you.
It's a user-made Minecraft map, and it has written books of CIA secrets, conspiracy theories, and books that are banned in other countries. So specifically in China, there's a lot of books that are banned. You can imagine like 48 Laws of Power and all these other like psychology books, right? Banned, but they have access through it through Minecraft because they can download that map and then read it on the Minecraft books.
Minecraft is deadass just not a game, bro. Minecraft is life, bro.
So-
Like, yo, but on the topic of voodoo, I don't know if you seen the guy that went on a whole side quest to meet like a voodoo priest.
No,
Did you see it?
I
He
haven't
vlogged
seen
it.
it.
He vlogged
No.
the whole thing. It was crazy.
Was it a cannibal or no?
No, it wasn't. It was somewhere in Benin. I don't know if you know where that is. Like maybe like Africa. But he met like one of the priest's son. And he was like, okay, if you want to meet my dad, which is like, he'll do a ritual for you, you're going to need to collect items. So it was that as like a side quest.
Yeah.
Oh, we would have to go to markets. We would have to get like this charm just to meet him. But
Just to keep themselves protected?
yes, to keep themselves protected. And one of them, which is really interesting, it was a dried owl.
Oh, what the fuck?
And I'm like, oh.
Like a bird.
Yeah, it was like a dried owl. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this, right? And the guy was explaining, the priest kid, he was like, oh, in witchcraft, we believe that owls turn into witches and that, oh, this can protect you from other witches trying to get in your like ritual.
Oh my
Because there's
God.
already a witch with you.
Wait,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
fuck? Oh, is that why in Harry Potter they have owls?
Yes. And in Mexican folklore, there's something called, I forgot, there's like an urban legend where an owl would turn into a witch at night.
Whoa.
Yeah, because that's what it represents.
These women murdered this 24-year-old girl because she photobombed their picture.
Bro, I actually seen this post before.
It's so insane.
Yeah,
And
I
this-
just don't know all the details of
Yeah.
it, but I just heard about this though.
Dude, this happened in 2014 in Santa Ana, and it was about this 24-year-old girl named Kim Pham. So she decided one night that she just wanted to go out into the city and go to like a nightclub. As she's, I think, walking to or coming from the club, there are these two women that were taking a picture. She ends up walking in front of the frame as they're taking the picture, not knowing that these girls were taking a picture. She just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
These two women get super pissed. They all start going back and forth, and she's trying to explain to them that she didn't do it on purpose, and I didn't mean to photobomb you guys' picture. Like, it was an accident. These girls start getting super violent that they start jumping this girl literally in front of
right there
this,
and there.
right there on the strip. They just start beating her up, and what's super sad about it is everybody around just pulled out their phone and recorded it. And there's video footage of when this happened. Yeah, it's up on YouTube. You could see it. They beat her up so bad that they leave this girl brain dead. Eventually, I think someone that was by the club calls the ambulance. Ambulances come, they take her to the hospital, and family ends up finding out about all of this. A couple days later, her family decided to pull the plug on this girl because they were like, yeah, dude, it looks bad. And eventually this girl, Kim Pham, lost her life a couple days after she had this incident outside of that club. And both of the girls' names were Vanessa Zavala and Candice Berto. Both of these women were only sentenced to 6 years.
That's it.
They only got sentenced to 6 years in prison.
For killing her.
For literally ending her life outside of this club, yes. Wow. For no reason at all. Yeah.
There's a lot of people on this earth that just need to be humbled, because there is no possible way that this lady lost her life because these two people got mad that she walked in the way of the picture. They could have just taken another picture. Like, some people just have a lot of ego and a lot of built up anger and trauma, and they just take it out on anything they can, and they think it's justifiable, which is just like not right at all. We're literally just walking in the way of people. So that just tells you there's a lot of people that are not in the right state of mind. So, you know, y'all gotta be safe out there. And like, why do they get such a light punishment? Like, they literally took somebody's life for such a stupid reason. This whole situation is just like really messed up, but you know, rest in peace to the person that passed away.
This woman was killed and later was propped up to appear like she was alive, so this guy was gonna be able to get ransom money.
Really?
Yes. There was this 18-year-old girl named Samantha Koenig who lived in Alaska at the time, and this was in 2012. She worked as a barista, and one night she was at her shop working there. I think it was by herself, and it was around closing time. Randomly, this man named Israel Keys, he enters her shop. Immediately, this guy goes back there and starts attacking her. He eventually ends up kidnapping this girl from her job at the time. So he takes her, goes to his house, and for hours, this guy was this girl. And when he was done with her, he murdered her inside of his place. So her parents were sitting there thinking, when is Samantha coming home? It's already super late. This isn't the usual time that she, stays out. Her parents go to her job. They call the police. They do a bunch of things to try to see what's going on. Police start looking for this girl, and it gets so big that even majority of the city gets involved to try to find this girl, Samantha.
Yeah.
At the same time while this is happening, this guy, Israel, decided to go on a cruise. He comes back to hear the news, so he kind of panics and is like, holy, I gotta find out what I can do about this. So he comes up with this plan where he goes and grabs her body wherever he stashed it, cleans her up, props her up, he braids her hair, duct tapes her mouth closed, and literally sews her eyes open so it appears like she's alive.
I think I remember hearing about this story.
Yes, bro, the picture went viral at this time that a lot of people were seeing. He did this, and he takes a picture of her so he can use it to get ransom money from her family.
Sewing the eyes open is
so dark.
So
like, the image is so eerie to me. Like, looking at the image, it looks so scary.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It looks so scary because you can see there's no life in her eyes.
Yeah, you can already tell she's gone.
Beyonce thought she sealed the deal when she and Jay allegedly got rid of Kathy White, but as the saying goes, what goes on in the dark shall come to the light, and baby, the light is finally here. Not only are Bey and Jay getting accused of orchestrating Kathy's death, but word on the street is that Blue's real mother is Kathy White. Apparently, Bey agreed to have Kathy be her surrogate, while she paraded around with a fake baby bump to convince folks that she was actually pregnant. Turns out they made this agreement after Bey found out Kathy and Jay were having an affair behind her back. However, after Kathy fulfilled her part of the deal, Bey allegedly put a hit on her and allegedly ended her life.
You know, in Hollywood and in the industry and the stuff we do, there's a lot of like insider secrets to keeping your career going.
Soul. Ever since I sold my soul, I haven't been happy ever since. The demon asked me, are you sure you want to sacrifice your soul? Sacrifice someone that you love? I said, no. When you sell your soul, you got to sacrifice someone that you would love. I sacrificed myself and stuff like that.
It makes me happy that I'm able to afford what I want, and it makes me happy that I get to treat my family. But I feel like the way that I have money kind of took away a lot of my happiness, because I remember when a lot of people didn't used to know me and I was stripping and I was broke. I wasn't broke, but I didn't have much money, but I was happy because I get to do whatever I want. And I couldn't have an opinion, and I wasn't limited to the things that wanted to come out my mouth. Like, I was happy. Sometimes I feel like depressed because it's like I could have a good day.
Just the music industry, being famous.
Just, I wouldn't blame it on the industry. It's all about how you go about it, and I'm not that strong.
That's important to be self-aware about, man.
I cry a lot, literally. Yeah, I'm in a point I know it's okay. Like my wife, I don't know, bro.
This here, Hollywood Records contract, and I'm signing it. I'm going to have my first record ever and selling my soul to Hollywood Records. That's what I'm doing. Hi! Isn't that right? Hi!
About, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. Because I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, so I sold my soul to the devil. Well, needless to say, sold my soul.
I so badly want to be Catherine Hudson that I don't even want to look like Katy Perry anymore sometimes.
And I'm a devil worshiper. What are you talking about?
Telling you facts. Hear it. This industry is not what it seems to be. Listen, this is a rapper. You got 200 followers. I bet you there's rappers in here right now that can rap way better than you. You can rap way better than me. You will never be where I'm at because this industry is rigged.
The whole idea of celebrity and fame has become really convoluted. I've seen so many people forsake their moral code and their value systems just for a little bit of fame, and it's not worth it at the end of the day. It's really not worth it.
The Appalachian Mountains. You know how there's feral people out there?
Really?
Yeah.
Cannibals and stuff?
Yeah, there's cannibals. There's a lot of walking spirits out in those mountains, right?
Yeah.
But one girl, she did a B&B, just a little cottage, right? In the mountains. Everything was chill, but on the counter, they saw a letter, right? I feel her watching. I know I shouldn't have looked. She was closer to the house than I expected. So say you're in a B&B and you see this notebook. So they're like, wait, what's going on?
This is the past person that stayed there.
Yes. And then all it said, the last one was, the creek covered the sounds of her steps. The creek, right?
Yeah.
So the girl, she's smart. She's vlogging this on TikTok and showing all the people. She looks out, and outside is a creek. And past the creek is a little cabin or a, what do you call those, trailers? And that night specifically, it was open. The light was open. So obviously that note is talking about whatever's happening over there. Right? They go to bed, right? And the dad was like, no, we're staying here. We already paid for the B&B. The first victim was the dad. Dad wakes up. He smells he said it was the worst smell he smelled in his life, coming from the window. In the morning, right beside their car when they were about to leave, was a comb with very old hair in it. Also stunk, fam.
Ew.
So what I'm thinking is the girl from the RV came and tried to stalk all of them while they were sleeping. I'm glad they dipped, and she posted the video, told people not to go back to that B&B, because whoever's the next victim is for sure getting targeted.
And we drove home, and I've not been to the Appalachian Mountains since. Be careful if you go to the Appalachian Mountains.
I've seen a lot about this place, and I'm starting to get really intrigued by it. So there's another YouTuber that I'm friends with. You guys may know him. His name is Fitty. I might ask him if he wants to go take a trip with me over there, and we'll explore and we'll do a video for y'all. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in, because I've seen a lot about this place. I might need to go find out for myself. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video made you tremble in your boots, and we're gonna be on to the next one.